Are you tired of paying hefty commissions for subpar service from your realtor? Well, according to a new article from Notorious Rob on Substack, the central issue behind the DOJ investigation and the lawsuits over commissions is bad agents. Well, guess what? I have a story for you about a really bad agent who provides, a zero value. Okay, I have a client in town. They're from Washington, D.C. They have 2 days to look at homes. The night before, I go to schedule my showings. There's 7 houses in the area that they really want to see, okay? At 6:15 p.m., so 21 hours prior to the showing request, we send a text message to the agent. Hey, can we show this home tomorrow? I think it was at like 3:30. No reply. A couple hours later, we call. Goes straight to voicemail. Next morning, we text. No reply. 2 hours later, we call. Straight to voicemail. Finally, it's like 3 hours before the showing, and I've had zero communication. So I text the agent's broker. Immediate response, of course, because this broker is very well respected in town. They do a fantastic job. I tremendously respect him. He immediately puts me in touch with his office manager, who, yes, immediately responds to my messages. And the office manager gets a hold of the agent, and poof, we have a showing. Thank gosh, we have a time schedule. We're good to go. I'm so happy. My client's super stoked. We had made it the last showing of the day because it was the one they were most interested in. Woo! Okay, fast forward. We get to the house, and guess what? There's not a realtor box on the home. Instead, they have some contractor box that requires some special code. The agent didn't bother to provide me the code. So I call the agent again. Guess what? Straight to friggin' voicemail. I text her. No reply. Now I gotta start all over. I go to the broker again. Then I go to the office manager again. Nothing. Finally, the office manager does get back to me, and she goes, really? She couldn't believe it, right? The agent didn't respond with the code. She couldn't believe it. So she hangs up. She calls and gets a hold of the agent because for some reason the agent can answer her calls, but nobody else's calls. Finally, after waiting at the house for 56 minutes, yes, 56 minutes, the agent finally responds with the code to the lockbox. So we get in, we see the house, but you know what? By this point, the client is just like done, right? They have a bad taste in their mouth about the house. They don't want to work with the listing agent. So the house, which would have been their favorite, ends up not even making the final 3 on their list. What's the moral of the story here? The moral of the story is, if you're a bad agent and you provide zero value, why on earth should anyone want to pay you a hefty commission? Agents out there, we have to be better. We have to do a better job. Think it through. If your client knew that this was how you were representing them, how would they feel about it? Would they be okay with you ignoring showing requests? Would they be okay with you being so disorganized you didn't even think to give the agent a code because you were too cheap to actually use a realtor box, which is what most people use to access the house? How would your client feel about that? Would they still want to give you that hefty commission that you're expecting them to pay you? I'm going to guess not, because you provided literally zero value to the transaction. And I can also tell you this, very few agents are like me. I was aggressive. I was going to get my client in that house no matter what. Do you think the average agent's going to call a broker, then an office manager, all the way just to get to the listing agent? No, they're not just going to go on to the next house. They're going to move on. And that house is not going to get shown. And all you've done is harm the seller and provided zero value. And that, folks, is why we have all these issues over commissions, is because of bad agents. We need to get rid of the bad agents, and only the professionals should be in this business. That is my humble opinion. If you disagree or you agree, either way, drop the comments below. Shoot me a DM.